Our word of the week is actually, we have two words of the week. It's line and pattern. So this week, everything we do in art class is going to be focused on using the element of line. You might remember we do this little hand gesture for line, and patterns. A pattern is when you repeat an element of art. So we'll be repeating lines in our work. So this project I'm about to show you is really great because it's quite simple. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it's really, everybody's going to be really successful, and it's fun. We're going to be using a lot of different lines and patterns. We're going to be making a crazy hair day project. So the first thing you're going to do, and you're going to follow along with me in this video for the first few minutes, you're going to get your white paper, and I want you to go ahead and write your name. I'm going to put my name in the corner of my art like an artist. And I'm going to put my class code beneath that. So if you're in Miss Hayes' class, you're going to put 4H. You should know your class code. If not, it's written on the board. The next thing you're going to do is draw a line that looks like a U. If you want to make crazy hair, you're going to make that U down at the bottom. An option, if you want, is to make a crazy looking beard, and in that case, you're going to make the U at the top. I'm going to do crazy hair, so that's what I'm going to be modeling, and I'm going to do it here at the bottom. So here comes that U. I'm using a marker. Here I go. I'm using a regular marker, not a Sharpie. And the reason I want you to use a regular marker is because you're going to be able to get thick and thin lines with the marker. And you can also add some different color. So here's my U. Now, we don't just want a floating head, so we're going to make two lines right here for the neck. If you made your U a little bit higher, you may need to make a couple of curved lines for the shoulders, but I don't have room for that. Okay, now we're going to skip the face details for now, and we're going to make some more lines coming from what is the head out to the edge of the paper. So I'm going to start right here. It's going to radiate to the left and right side, the corners, and the top. Any kind of line you want. You'll notice I'm going nice and slow. This is a project where if you go quickly, it's just going to look like a scribble. And there's definitely a difference between a scribble and an intentional line. So we want all of our lines to look intentional, like we as the artist thought about what we were doing as we made it. Okay. I decided to squeeze one in there because I had kind of an open space here at the top of the head. So now I have the face shape, lines for the neck, and some basic lines to divide up the space that is going to be the hair. So let's focus back down on the face again. So the first thing I notice my person's head needs is ears. Their hair is sticking straight out, so their ears are going to show. So I'm just going to make two simple kind of curved lines on the side of the head. As long as they're the same on both sides, it's great. Now, if you woke up and you looked in the mirror and your hair looked like this, you'd probably have a pretty funny expression on your face. So you can draw whatever kind of face you'd like, but I'm going to have the eyes looking like they're going up. So I'm going to make a circle in the center. That's going to be for the iris or the colored part of my eye. A dot in the center for the pupil. And then I make a curved line going over that, like mine is a girl, is looking up into the sky. I made the line on the bottom a little thinner. If you want to add eyelashes, you can. Now, one eye is great, but two is a little better. So I'm going to just try and make it the same on the other side. A circle for the iris, a dot for the pupil, and a curved line on top a slightly thinner curved line on the bottom and eyelashes. Now I'm thinking if I'm looking up to the sky or up to my hair, my eyebrows might be a little bit raised. So I'm making them kind of higher up on the forehead. For the nose, I'm just going to make a simple angled line. And the mouth can be anything you want. Maybe their person is laughing or smiling at their hair. Maybe their mouth is opened like in a circle, like they look surprised. I'm just going to do a simple shape like this. Okay? Now that you have the face drawn in, we're going to fill in each section that you made in the hair with line patterns. So I'm going to start by showing you what not to do. I do not want you to randomly draw lines in the center. That's not a pattern. It doesn't go edge to edge, and these lines aren't really repeating in any specific order. So instead, each section, in fact, I'm going to kind of cover this up a little bit. Each section that you have, I want you to think of it as one single space. Space is another element of art. And whatever line you choose or lines you choose to repeat, you're going to do it edge to edge and really fill that space. So if I want to modify this now, I'm going to make a thick line and then this zigzaggy line, a thick line, and then I already have a curly line here, so I'm going to have to make this a curly line, but it's going to go all the way edge to edge. So, thick line. It's okay if you get a little marker on the table, we can wipe it up afterwards. Zigzag, thick line, curly. Thick line. I had to think about that for a second. Zigzag, thick line, curly. So I even kind of went to the edge. I might be able to squeeze one in here, and that would have been the curly. So now I have a pattern that fills that entire space. You're going to continue this on all of your sections, and then if you'd like to add some color with crayon, you may. Earlier I said something about this marker because you can make thick and thin lines. So watch this right here. If I turn my marker on the side, I make a really nice fat line. If I hold it straight up and down, it makes a skinny line. So you can kind of play with that as you're filling the different sections in your hair with lines and patterns. Now at the end of class, you may or may not be finished, but all you're going to do is take your art, which already has your name and class code on it, and put it inside your tables folder. You're going to put your caps on all your markers, get those back in neatly in the box, and the table captain will put your folder inside your class box.